We're just gonna get right off to the races. All right, one, two, three. Boom. We're back again, y'all. The Moonman Experience podcast is being picked back up because it's 2026, and I want to get straight into it. It's been 3 years. This is episode 32 or 33. I don't know, but I'm your host, the Moonman, talking with gamers, CEOs, pro teams, designers, everybody in the gaming industry I want to talk to. Anybody that has a passion for it, I want to talk to. Right now, I'm chilling with my man, Alex.
Hello, hello.
Some of y'all may know him, but you know he's from the game called The Finals. I love it. He loves it. He's a high level Ruby player, and I just want to get into the mind of Alex and also just learn a little bit more about him and try to figure out like how does somebody get so good at at a game called The Finals that I personally love and so many other people love. So Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and just let the people know how you got into the finals and gaming and things like that.
So I think obviously the finals for me, I started back in the open beta. I think it was.
Hmm.
I obviously found out about it in the obviously the open beta. I found out about it on the like PlayStation Store. I think obviously like gaming for me was kind of at like a standstill at like a certain point, and then I was like proper bored of like every game I played, like FIFA and Call of Duty. And then
Hmm.
I think the finals for me, man, just took me by surprise completely. And I just, yeah, man. The open beta is when I started, and I've been playing like every season ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Because the finals, I know when it was first created, and I seen the beta. I didn't get to play, and I've said it so many times on stream how I kind of got used to it. But they announced it at the Game Awards, so I started playing. But I mean, just there was never another game like I had ever played that was like it, right? And I was always wishing for this
Yeah,
game to be built in Unreal Engine 5. And then, like a month after playing, I found out this game was built in Unreal Engine 5, and I was like, my God! So I can relate to you when you say it's like the best
yeah.
game ever. Yeah,
But I never saw it at the Game Awards
yeah,
like
yeah,
at
yeah.
all. Like I literally was just like on Network trying to find a new game,
Hmm.
and then it just popped up. And I think like what brought my attention to it was just like the explosions, man. And like as soon as I found out that it was like ex Battlefield developers, you already knew what you was going to expect when it came to like destruction and stuff.
Yeah, you already knew it was going to be
Oh
top tier.
yeah,
And the fact they built
definitely.
an Unreal Engine 5 is like, that's a
Right,
crazy
exactly,
engine.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, physics, nuts, right? And what do you think it
exactly.
is? What do you think it is about the finals that like how did you get good at the finals and why was it the finals that
I think
that's yeah.
for me, it's just like I've played from the start. I think this game is like slept on. Do you know what I mean? Like not a lot of people hear about it, and
So true.
I think because not a lot of people hear about it, it's because I think the skill gap is just so high. Do you know what I mean? For like new players, I
Hmm.
think joining now, they would just to like obviously compare with to like the higher lobbies, like higher ranks, like Diamond and Ruby. New players just wouldn't know what to do. So I think that's like the main reason why this game struggles in a sense. But obviously, I've played from the start, so I've kind of like, I've learned everything that's like come the way, like been like updated with the game, like patch notes, weapon changes, new meta, new guns. Like I've seen it all, so I've pretty much like adapted to all of it. To be fair,
Yeah, and to take it back just a little bit, like where did you get started in gaming? What console did you start on and like what games in the past were you really good at?
I think my first console ever was my Xbox 360.
Oh
Like
wow,
I was a
okay.
little kid. I was a little kid at the time. Like
Hmm.
I'm 21 years old,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Young though,
so
young.
yeah, still young. But I was playing like Dead Rising 2, like all zombie games.
Hmm.
I'm a massive zombie fan as well. Like I'll play Call of Duty like zombies. I was a massive fan of that. I played that for like years when I was quite young.
Yeah.
And then like just story games really. It's like the thing is with shooters is I I don't like them that much. Like quick, like time to kill on Call of Duty. Like I wasn't crazy about it. Like I played Rainbow and everything. But I think with the finals, I think it's more tactical than, you know, moving around and shooting. There's a lot more thought behind everything. But like I've
Right.
been into all type of games. I started very young.
Right, and I got a side note question. So you say you're into like zombies and stuff like that and zombie
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
So when I was watching the Game Awards with like 10 of my homies in Discord, and this is when we heard about the final. So there's a connection here. Do you play on PC?
No, no, PlayStation,
Okay,
PS5.
so maybe you didn't know. There was this PC game that came out, right? I can't remember, like maybe it
I,
was
th-
the
I think I know exactly what you're on about.
yeah, dude, it was
Was
a
that
zombie
the
game.
open world one where it was just like it looked
Yeah,
amazing, like open world zombies.
it was supposed to be, but it
It was
died
supposed
in
to be the
3
best thing
days.
ever. Yeah, yeah, because
Yes, this is yeah,
the
dude.
developers like lied to everyone, didn't they?
Yeah,
And they
dude.
got and they disbanded after a few days of release
Yeah, it
because
was
it was
crazy.
mental.
It was so bugged and like it literally like died in 3 days and it was
Yeah,
crazy
that
because
game looked unreal. Generally, like I was watching trailers and I'm just like,
yeah.
that is my dream zombie game,
I thought it was gonna
like
be
to
the
play with
dream
your
zombie
mates.
game too, dude, and that
But
was
yeah,
like
man, that's
that's what we were
crazy.
playing in Discord and getting so excited about while watching the Game Awards, and then the finals dropped after,
Yeah,
the CEO announced it, and I was like, "All right, screw this thing. We're getting off this buggy ass game and going to try the finals." So that's a little funny side note. But yeah, you say you're 21, you started on Xbox 360, you played hella zombie games. You
yeah,
remember
yeah.
You remember the Left 4 Dead series?
I'll be honest, man. I think that was a that
Was
was a
that
man I think of just roughly when I was just starting up. So I don't think I ever played
Oh,
it.
it was a little bit before your time.
Like,
Yeah.
the thing is,
Couple
yeah, it wasn't
years
even
maybe.
my Xbox. It wasn't my
Mhm.
Xbox. It was my dad's. So I was
Oh,
like just
wow.
kind of playing on the side.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. So I never really had control of like games.
Right.
Buying all that.
But you said you
You
were
know.
big into Call of Duty, COD Zombies?
Yeah. Like when I went to Xbox 360, then to
Uh-huh.
PS3, then to 4, then to 5, and then like I just played like Black Ops 2 Zombies, Black Ops 3 Zombies,
Mhm.
and just Minecraft really, man. Like I was still young. But yeah, man, that's pretty much roughly the games I've played with my mates.
Wow. So you to become like a high level Ruby player in the finals, uh
Yeah, it doesn't branch off anything really.
yeah, you just
Yeah, I
you
don't have a
just
crazy
you're just
background with.
yeah, you're just good at games, and this happened to be probably the first real competitive game that you played, right? Because I'm sure you played
I
like
would
Call of
say
Duty
so, yeah.
multiplayer lobbies and things like that, but it was probably more zombies, and then
Yeah, I did that
yeah,
for fun really, like
yeah,
never
wow,
took anything too serious.
that's pretty crazy. Another question to get back to the finals talk, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear, but um you today on the live, you were in there watching, and we were hanging out with everybody, and somebody had asked a question like, yo, is Siege, you know is it tougher to get champ in Siege than it is Ruby in the finals? And I was like,
Yeah,
look, man, I'm not at either level. I know that Siege is like 4D chess, and that's an incredibly insane skillful game when you get to that higher level and you're shooting through
yeah,
corners, map knowledge. It's just a ton. But the finals is two. Two completely different games in their own way. One's search and destroy, one's like arena going crazy stuff. So, but you commented, you were like, yo, Ruby for sure. Why do you say Ruby, and why do you believe
the
Ruby's
the
harder
thing
than
is, I'm
Siege?
gonna give you an answer that
Hmm.
you won't expect because
Yeah.
basically, I said I think Ruby is harder because I've
Uh-huh.
got a lot of mates who play Rainbow and they've
Yeah.
got Champ,
Hmm.
and they say obviously it's really skill, and like I played ranked with them like myself, but I never really got to that level.
Of course.
But I think the way ranked is structured on the finals is awful in my opinion. I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
it is awful. Like it's such a time can if you want Ruby, you have to put hours upon hours
Right.
into the game. It's really unforgiving. You know what I mean? Like I'm what I'm 46K at the moment, like just getting like top 400,
Hmm.
and
Shoo.
every every win is about 250 RS,
Hmm.
and second place is like 100, and then the
Oh,
rest like you lose.
yeah.
So it's
How yeah,
it's
if you get like
unforgiving in a
third or
sense.
not to cut you off, if you get like third or
Go
fourth,
on.
because people probably don't know because they're not rubies. There's only 500 of you guys, and maybe 600 really battle, and the other 100 that are outside the five, right? So,
Yeah.
like, what are you losing if you get second? Uh,
So like
if you get yeah, if you get sorry, if you get third place or below, third to eighth, what are you getting?
okay, so I think third place is like minus 70, 80 or something.
Yeah.
Fourth is maybe like 200, minus 100, 200.
So that gets really steep then, especially if 1 and 2 are only giving
And
you
then yeah,
2
yeah,
to
yeah.
100.
And depending on seeding, obviously, like, place, like, 5th and
Mhm.
6th, like, is possibly maybe, like, 400 to 500, which, finals, like, it's a cash out game mode, ain't it? Which is maybe, like, 30 to 40 minutes long,
Yeah,
depending on, obviously, how long the final is.
right.
If you put it in a sense of, if I play 40 minutes of a game, I get
Mhm,
250 RS, so I go up 250. The next game, I could absolutely sell the game.
mhm,
Come 5th or 6th,
right.
I've lost 40 minutes of my time,
Yeah,
and then I have to spend another 40 minutes to get that back. So it's a
yeah.
very, it's unforgiving in a sense, and the way people play ranked is probably the worst part. Like, I you know the term, like, getting griefed out?
Yeah, yeah, to an extent,
Yeah.
explain it though for those that don't know
So
and to kinda, yeah, brush my skills on it.
like, the main goal in ranked, especially in the higher lobbies, is like
Mhm,
you have to fight for first place. Like, you have to try and get the most kills, you have to tap box, you have to kind of play objective
mhm.
to the max to make sure you stay above second place. Because if you're second place and first is maybe 5 or 10K above you, on last box, they have a chance to take you out the game by giving it to third or fourth place. So
Yeah, yep.
you could spend the whole game, like, I've been griefed out like hundreds of times. Like, you could play the whole game, you can get two cash outs. Like,
Yeah,
one team can get two, you get two, but because you wiped maybe once, or you didn't get enough kills, or you didn't get that last plug, you could just be griefed out by, like, the worst team in the lobby, and, like,
ah,
you could lose RS because of it, you know what I mean? Like, you lose time because of that.
yeah,
So I
man,
think,
that's
sorry, like, going back to what you said
mhm,
about
mhm.
Rainbow Six Siege is, like, I think in a sense of skill, Rainbow is, like, harder because to be good at ranked, you have to be good at, like, Rainbow, don't you? But I think
Yeah,
with
yeah.
some teams in the finals, you can get Ruby and there's, like, hundreds of players better than you. But because, you maybe play with better players, or you get griefed in all the time, it's all dependent on luck. Some games there's no skill involved, which I think that makes ranked a lot harder in a sense. Like, if you
Yeah.
kind of get what I mean, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
Like,
it's like it's basically you've got this circus of mental gymnastics and gameplay gymnastics. Like you've just got this circus of sometimes which could like a lot of bullshit or sometimes really skilled battling it out games, matches, rounds, but then also
yeah,
at the same time you have guys that are just cheesing and just doing funky shit that's just like bro, come
yeah,
on,
yeah. Like,
man. Like,
third
what are we
party,
like, dude?
obviously
Like,
it's allowed in it, but
yeah, third party's fine,
you
but
don't want to,
yeah,
like,
just like what do you call it? Griefing, like, griefing out.
yeah, like, I played a game
Yeah.
yesterday. I think first place was at like 40K.
Hmm.
We were at like 36, I think,
Right.
and we took box. We took box, like, last box. So one box was plugged. So, like, I think last box is 18K. So third place, even though they got that box, they wouldn't have passed us because we were higher than them.
Hmm.
So they needed the other box to, like, pass us. So we ran away with it. Um, the team that was first was purple. Literally about maybe 20 seconds left in the game, purple rush us. The light grabs the box, puts a portal down, travels across the map, and then
Hmm.
plugs it last second, and we get kicked out by the team who
Yeah.
maybe had like 4 kills between them and like 20 deaths.
Yeah, okay, so not to compare it, but that reminds me of the type like some people might say that they hate that and they don't like it. Like Which I'm sure there's times where you get fucking aggravated that that's
Like,
happening and
no,
that
the
it
thing is,
happens.
we do it to other teams. You
You
know what
do
I
it
mean?
to other
It's
teams,
part of the
right? So
process.
it's all in the same sense. And then,
Of
I'm one of those
course,
people that there's a lot of people like I hate the sword, but I don't mind having a sword player on my team. I hate the sawed-off shotgun as a light, but I love
Yeah,
having that
yeah.
on my team. So there's things in the game that I hate that happen, but also at the same time I'm like that is what the finals is, right? And so then
Exactly.
there's another thing that sometimes has happened before. I went to the final round from at the end of the round one. um both of my teammates left while we were winning the cash box. I don't know why they left, but we got in. So it was basically a full round. This is a while back, but it was basically a full round. So I got in. But the thing that happened the second round, and I literally made it to the finals by myself, is because I just hung out like a rat on the map. And then this whole building was like getting destroyed and stuff like that. And I went for the
Yeah.
last like 18, the 36,000 or whatever it was, like doubled up at the end, and I snuck in there between everybody. Chaos is going on, and I wiggled my way in there as a light, and I stole the cash box, went to the final round. But again, just kind of like you're explaining, like
Was
crazy
that by
shit like
yourself? Like you went in
that
by
by
yourself?
myself. I ran a whole second round
Yeah.
by myself, but I just cheesed the last little one by getting in there on a
Yeah.
crazy broken up building that just was so much chaos going on. I was able to sneak in there and hold the steal, and they just couldn't find me and get to me, and I got into the final round and obviously got creamed. But like, it just, yeah, shit like
Like
that can
I'm not.
happen in the finals. It's
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah, yeah. Like I'm not moaning about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's part of the game. You know,
but it's
everyone gets
stressful at that
3K.
high level you're at.
Every well, of course. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've had sessions where I've lost like 1,000 RS. The thing is, the
Hmm.
trouble with me is like when I lose and I'm like I'm not playing my best. Like I'll keep playing just to try and gain, but then I just keep losing. If that makes sense. So like that's kind of like a bit of a negative that I always have.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just like as a rank system, it's very time consuming. Do you
Hmm.
know what I mean? A lot of people, it's more of like it's a bit cringe, but it's more of like a mental game in a sense of just sticking to it.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? There's some teams out there that walk like constantly get Ruby. You know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
stress. They know what they're doing, and I think obviously for me, this is like my first season of like actually having the time to get Ruby. Like I've been continuous diamond like the whole game pretty much, but
Right.
this is like the first season where I've had the time to kind of sit down and be like, okay, you know what,
This is the season I'm going
let's go
for it.
for it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you talk us through and also just try to talk through what you go through mentally, but also try to speak to those that are maybe high platinum, are really working to get diamond. Maybe they have touched diamond, but they're grinding to it this season, or those diamond players that seem like they feel like they're literally on the freaking edge of being ruby and they're just right there. Like, talk us through
Yeah.
what you go through as trying to get into Ruby and now have gotten into Ruby, and those possibly, trying to get there that are so close.
I think that the main important thing about ranked is just like structure. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? You can't have three, single-minded people running around trying to get, play objective, get kills. You'll never get through in that sense. You
Yeah.
need you need structure. You need three people on the same like brain, you know, brain wire. So obviously, I would say like the best advice I could give is just to kind of build chemistry with like the people you play with. You know, build like a connection where you can flow. You know people's capabilities, what they're good at, what they're not good at, and you just learn each other's play styles. That's like the most important thing. Obviously, if you're skilled individually and there's other rubies out there, then you can kind of cross match, link up with just different teams, and it flows well in itself because three good people naturally like link up. But obviously, like the main important thing is just playing meta.
Hmm.
Like the meta changes. I would say I would say every season mostly. I
I think
think,
so, right? Because they nerf and buff weapons, and I think. Do you think they
yeah,
purposely do that? I almost feel like they do that on purpose, just to change meta and just to change the flow of things.
the thing is, yeah, that
But I don't
they
know. I don't
change a
talk
lot.
to Embark.
Yeah, they change a lot of weapons
Hmm.
on mostly of like how strong they are. Like I think the 93R got a massive nerf recently. Like last season, that used to be like the dog's bollocks. Like that gun was like annoying because of its just
Hmm.
no recoil kind of sense and like the damage it had. Obviously, that got nerfed, so that's kind of been put in the back a bit.
Hmm.
And then the V9S has kind of like made a return.
Love it.
That's been
Love
nerfed
it.
a few times now.
Yeah, I love the VS. That is a
But like,
badass gun.
yeah, no, it's a good gun, but like the range on it is crazy for a pistol.
It really is, dude. I
It
love.
is. It is
I call
mental.
it the VS, but I love banging with that thing, man.
Like,
That thing is a
yeah,
heater.
start of the season, it was just like cross map. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it was mental. But it's
and
just playing meta, knowing what's good and what's not is obviously really important as well.
another thing to ask, because I'm sure people are wondering, what's your loadout? If you don't mind telling the people, what are
So
you usually running?
in literally like from the beginning of the game, I've always been like medium.
Hmm.
I've always used Hill Beam. Like there was a phase where I used DMAT, but DMAT obviously with the nerf it had, it's not really seen as meta as much.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I run FCAR mostly, defibs, jump pad, and goo grenades, and also Hill Beam.
That's
Like
super solid.
that is like your average medium like meta. You know, I could swap something out for mines, or I can run double movement like zip line and jump pad. But
Hmm.
as a medium, probably the most important thing is like your defibs and like your jump pad mostly.
Gotcha. And let's ask another question. I'm trying to sit here and think about like what new players or even what struggling players or maybe even just what some good players think of and what they want to ask. If somebody's trying to get into ranked or maybe they've been in ranked a while and they're just having a hard time in ranked,
Yeah.
or maybe just getting into ranked, what is the class that people should play and why? What
Ah,
does ranked finals need more of, and what should they be playing?
that is a hard question, man, because
Mhm.
I only play medium. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I know medium in and out. Obviously, if like a Ruby light player is here or Ruby heavy, they could kind of like counter argument. Obviously, what I would say. I think for me, like my role in ranked is to kind of obviously use the hill beam, you know, be support with the hill beam, and also just stay next to the heavy in a sense, like be
Yeah.
like the heavies, you know, bodyguard in a sense. You know, like I think the way it's structured really is like the medium heavy should stay roughly close to each other, maybe
Okay.
play off angles if they have the chance,
Mhm.
and the light should be more of the maybe first
Antagonizer?
or yeah, maybe like the first or second, you know, it's like more of the second phase of the fight. Do you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
the light shines mostly when it's not seen. That's how I see it.
So what he
You
shouldn't be
know,
doing is this, like I do, and like I used to do when I would run light, is I usually ran into the fight too quickly, and because maybe my skills aren't good enough to handle a 1v3 just for that split 5 seconds of running in too fast, I needed to play back more, and that's kind of what you're saying
it
is be more of the second fight, but also pick and poke at people and put some damage, and if you can take the kill, take it, but then get out of there, kind of maybe,
like
right?
yeah. So like
Oh
the
yeah.
light class is the quickest, like the fastest, and you know, like movement wise, like
Hmm.
it's crazy what you can do with the movement with light.
Right.
Obviously, you've
It's
got
wild.
150 health, which is the lowest. So in a sense of like you need to kind of put your medium and heavy in a spot of like danger, not like in a good way for them, so they could do damage to the other team.
Hmm.
And the light plays off angle or behind them in a sense, you know, so you're kind of like sandwiching the team. Obviously, there's some cases where the light can kind of go in, you know, like instantly kill one of the players, and then it's like a 3v2, which obviously in some cases that's like best case scenario because it's
Right.
like, you know, the quickest way to do things. But yeah, like I think with me, maybe with some teams I play with, the main reason we lose is because the light just gets like grabbed up instantly,
Yeah, and you're
and
just fighting a 2v3 battle every single time, it
well,
feels like.
exactly,
Yeah.
like the medium and heavy, like together, you kind of just stall in a sense and try and do as much damage as you can, to the main team, and the light has to work around you.
Yeah, so
Without the
actually
light, you're not doing like the maximum amount of damage you can do.
what you're kinda actually
That
saying
makes
is you
sense.
want, yeah, I think it makes sense, tell me if I'm right. You kind of want the heavy and the medium to do their job, to be the wall, to put the shots on, to make the big, to make the big plays or 75% of the big play, and you just kind of want the light as the cleanup man. And so like, right?
Yeah,
Something like that. Maybe it's like, when the heavy and the medium were able to withstand a lot of damage, do a lot of stuff, like that light should come in there and should just be lasering, you know what I mean? Throwing three shots, boom, that guy's dead. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Like
Yeah.
like the most annoying thing, especially in ranked, is like you see the medium, you're shooting the medium, you see the heavy, and you're like, okay, oh, heavy's half or medium's half,
Hmm.
and then the light is to your left, and you're already like half health or quarter. Do you know what I mean? That is
Yeah.
the kind of the light is obviously dangerous when they attack like second in my eyes. That they attack in the second phase of the fight where you're focused on the medium heavy, and the light is like got a free opportunity to just take one of you out. And if the medium plays his cards right and heals the heavy, then you've got a 3v2 then with the light maybe full health or
Hmm.
dead, and then you've got the heavy full health and you half. It's always about good odds. It's about just trying to make sure your team are just coordinated. Going back to what I said about being on like the same, brain length.
Gotcha. And another thing that I think sometimes gets brought up or that I've, kind of heard discussed. I know it was something that was talked about in the past, but it's like, for the new player that's wanting to get into rank that's listening, or maybe the person that's been struggling on light and wants to figure out if they should be playing medium or heavy. Well,
Yeah,
I feel like heavy has always been the best class to play because that's the best class to like not play, but that's the best class to go far and ranked. Like you could like every team could generally always use a good heavy. You know what I mean? Like you can't go wrong.
yeah, yeah,
If all else fails, get good at the heavy because you don't have to be as good as you need to be as like a light. So like a light, you need to just be excellent. If you're playing ranked as a light, you can't be bad nor can you be average. You need to be like 3 levels
yeah.
above average because the light there's just no room for error. You can't be dicking around and doing stupid stuff. Like you need to be really really good or you're not going to go far, especially not in solo queue as a light or else unless you
Yeah.
get dropping like 20 kills. But like heavy's a sure, like you play heavy and you get good with that, you're going to be all right in ranked. Medium, again, we need healers and stuff like that. But man, let's talk about like, I mean, we don't have to dig in on lights real quick, but I've got to address it. Lights that decide to try sniper rifle for the first time and go into ranked and they come in with the fucking stock
Yeah.
sniper rifle. I literally hope you guys all burn in a fucking fiery plane crash because I swear to God, when I see a light pull up with on my team and ranked and he's got a stock sniper rifle, I'm like, let's go, dude. This is gonna be
Yeah.
great. Appreciate you trying out that new gun in ranked, man. And you're in bronze, even better. I think you're gonna go
Yeah,
far, kid.
exactly.
So
The
that's
thing
something
is
that's
with like
funny.
sniper and bow is like you don't see them a lot in ranked in a sense of like
Hmm.
the wider scale of it. But
Yeah,
if you
what are
do
you
see a
seeing in
good bow
high?
player, go
What are
on,
you
sorry.
seeing in high ruby lobbies that are or what are you not seeing in high ruby lobbies that people see in these, bronze, silver, gold? I mean, it's probably been a long
I'll
time since you've been there, but what shit do these bronze, silver, and gold players do and use that you just don't see in rubies?
I'd say to like obviously me as a medium player, like for maybe medium players watching this,
Hmm.
just get rid of the turret, man. Like I
The
don't even know
turret?
what it's called. Yeah, the turret is absolutely
Okay.
awful as a
Really?
specialization. It is like
Sheesh.
high. to sacrifice a whole specialization for a
Extra
non-moving
bullets.
turret
Mhm.
that can just do maybe little damage. You know, like the turret is it's an obvious the turret is an obvious thing, you know.
Mhm.
It's just it's there, you know where it is, you can dodge it. You know, I've seen some teams use it and try, they place it down, you're fighting them, and as you're trying to steal, the turret's
Mhm.
there, kind of poking you in the back. But the success rate to have, the success rate to succeed in ranked and use a turret is very low in my eyes. You know, you've
Mm.
got DMAT, which is really good at stalling. You know, box. You've got the jump pad DMAT combo, which is like really good. You've got you've got heals. As like a wider scale of the match. Heals. The heal beam keeps your players alive.
Right.
Just I think the main mistake is turret in my eyes with medium.
Got you. That's actually surprising to hear because I was always under the impression, um, the turret it could just be really annoying and it's just extra bullets. And sometimes if a team can force you into a room or force you into an area that puts you in direct line of sight
Yeah,
with the turret, it could be an issue. And then what I hate the most is when I see when there's two mediums on the team and they both have two turrets, and now we're dealing with basically five shooters, two are standalone.
but it's just like glitch, like glitches the like like
Yeah.
uses glitch grenade, which is like meta for like
Yeah, and so
and
but
then
that's
boom
funny to
gone.
hear though in the high lobby that
And
you don't
I've got goo
necessarily.
grenade as well. I
Uh-huh.
can just block the turret.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
There's so many counters. Obviously, with high, it's not worth the risk in my eyes,
Got you. And you know
especially
what's
as medium
funny
players.
is when I was playing as heavy, so I was using the big, 750 shield that you can pop up, zoom,
The mesh
and
shield, yeah,
yeah, the mesh shield. Yep. I
that's
was
that's meta
using
at the moment. To be fair, baby,
it's nerfed, you said?
it's meta. Like when I say meta, it's
Oh, it's
like
meta. Yeah, got you. So
people use
I
it. Yeah,
had that. So when I switched back to heavy from light, I played light for like 200 hours. I keep telling people I switched like 2 weeks ago. It was a really, really tough transition to get back into heavy because the pacing's so much different. But I had mesh shield on my heavy and I had barricade. And that was just
yeah,
the last time I was running heavy. And I was running it, when I got back into it this season, I was like, man, I'm really never using. Maybe I wasn't using it right. You said it's meta, but I just was never using it right. And I was like, man, this is a waste
yeah.
specialization. Let me switch it with the wench. And I've loved the wench now. And also the barricade. I was like, man, I'm not really doing anything with this barricade. Let me switch that out for the lock bolt. Now, I was in the beginning not very good at the lock bolt. I'm much better at anticipating and leading shots with it and locking people, and I'm much better at it now than I was in the
Yeah.
beginning. But so much so, people were saying, "Yo, bro, you should drop that lock bolt and throw the C4." And I just thought to myself, I was like, "Man, I would love to blow up cash
Yeah,
outs
yeah,
to
yeah.
stop steals, but man, this lock bolt's just really fun, and I want to get good
I
at
think
it."
I said that in one of your comments. I
Yeah,
think I
you might
told
have
you
even
to
said
swap it
that. Yeah, I
out.
don't remember specifically, but yeah, everybody was like, "Yo, drop that and just get the C4." But now I do feel like I'm at a place where the lock bolt actually gets used the right way. But
The
but yeah,
thing
Mesh
is,
Shield had to drop it. Just don't waste gadgets, people, is what I'm saying. Don't waste space. Utilize it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I think like the lock bolt's a hidden gem. To be fair, like some heavies
Hmm.
use it, some don't. It can be
Yeah.
quite annoying, but at the same time, it's quite easily countable. Like if you play your cards right.
Yep.
It just depends when the heavy uses it.
Yeah.
Like if you're running flamethrower lock bolt, that's like a good combo.
Yep.
But if you're like lock bolt and maybe machine gun, I think on the higher lobbies, you're kind of just wasting a gadget slot,
Yep.
if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to waste a slot like you were talking about with the turret. And
Yeah.
another thing that I noticed too is like learning like the winch, and I just started using that too.
The winch has been insane for like
Yeah, I
too
love
many
it, and
seasons in
I
my eyes.
just started using it, and one thing that I've realized, you can't winch like dagger guys, you can't winch flamethrowers, you can't winch spear guys, sledgehammers. Like you can winch them, but you need to make sure you either have a teammate and it's a 2v1, or you've gotten his health down to like 40%. And when you bring him in, your shack or your elbow can do the rest of the damage. Because if you winch somebody, one of these close combat melee dudes, if you winch somebody
Yeah,
and bring them close to you and they're still at like 100%, and then they're only down to like 70, 60% once you bring them in, you're just gonna get you're just gonna get killed by him, eliminated
yeah.
really, really quick because you just brought a melee person close to you, and that's a terrible decision.
The thing is with I'll quickly kind of try and say what the meta is in like a sense.
Hmm.
So you've got medium class, you've got FAMAS, FCAR, the repeater is a good choice at the
Famas is
moment.
meta.
Uh, it
This just
was
does a lot
maybe
of damage,
before.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say it's still it depends what type of assault rifle you like.
Hmm.
I like FCAR because it's more of a rapid fire. But then you've got FAMAS, which is it depends roughly of like your play style and like what guns you like in general.
Right.
But yeah, you've got FCAR, FAMAS. Some people use AK, but like I shit on them mostly.
Yeah.
I like in my eyes, FCAR is better than AK
Do you
in
use
kind
sights
of.
on your weapons or no?
I use the normal hollow sight on my
On the
FCAR,
FCAR? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What
but
about your
like
other guns?
I'll be honest, mate. I only use FCAR.
You only use FCAR? Yeah, no, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I use a Peter. I use a revolver sometimes, but
Okay.
I think it's just yeah. I'm just way better with the FCAR.
Yeah,
But I
FCAR
use like the hollow sight on the FCAR, the standard one.
FCAR was like my favorite gun in the beginning, when I first started playing, because it was like the only gun like it was the one gun with the sight that was like an automatic. So I think it was like that first one. If you come from that Call of Duty, if you come from like that type of realm back in the day, like your FCAR was your quick go-to. You know what I mean? Like, oh, new game,
Yeah, yeah,
which one am I gonna use? I do like the AK, but it doesn't have a scope. There's no way to get a scope. Okay, let me just use this FCAR. I feel like that was everybody's first gun. Um, but
yeah.
yeah.
I used AK when I was in open beta,
Hmm.
and like I think first 4 seasons, AK was like my main gun of choice. I went into rank with it, and then I started to use FAMAS. I played that for a few seasons, and the main problem with me with FAMAS was just like the hip fire,
Hmm.
because like I was playing ranked on a 60-inch television, so like for me to kind of hit fire with a spray weapon, it wasn't working well for me. And then my I think season 5, I think I scraped Ruby. Like I didn't finish in Ruby, but I
Hmm.
was in Ruby for most of the season. But my teammate was just like, "Oh, if you struggle with the FAMAS hip fire, just use FCAR because it's like more of a assault rifle."
Hmm.
And like my FCAR was level 1 at that time, like when he told me. So for the last 4 seasons, like all I've used is FCAR now,
Right.
and like
That's
yeah,
crazy. Okay, so I want to kind of switch topics, stay on the finals, but switch over to, let's talk about Embark. What's your thoughts on Embark? How do you appreciate them as like a studio, and where do you maybe just see them going? But just Embark talk, man. What do you think about Embark? What's
I think Embark in my
Mhm.
eyes, like obviously with Arc Raiders that they've released, quite recently.
Mhm.
I think they haven't missed yet with games
They
that
haven't.
they've released. They haven't missed. I think with like Arc Raiders is kind of a lot more popular than Finals in player count wise. But I think Embark have just done like a really good job to kind of create an FPS, 3v3 FPS, which is just in my eyes really well made. It's updated quite like weekly, which is good. I think yeah, they've done like a really good job like with this game to keep it fresh and like new.
Yeah, the commitment to the weekly updates, and then them now
Yeah,
doing the
it's
same for
crazy
Arc
what they do.
Raiders. The devs, it's crazy, and it's awesome to know that it's the people from Dice back in the day. Shout out to pretty much a couple of the names that I know. You got Patrick Sutherland, the CEO. If I'm saying the last name right, I don't. That's how I'm saying it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oscar, obviously, everybody knows Oscar.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
And then I just met Artie. He popped in one of my lives and said, "What's up?" And I guess he's like a broadcaster. Those are like maybe the only people that I know on the team. I haven't really dug into too much else. But shout out to
Yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
that's doing their thing, right? And then uh yeah, it's just crazy to think that it's another small studio that branched off from DICE, the games that we
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
and know, and they've created something. It's built in Unreal Engine 5. They've made systems that are going to allow them to move much quicker than these large studios. They don't have to answer to these large studios, and they just make a game that they care about. They listen to the fans, and that is just unique. And the CEO said himself they're working on two other games, and one of them is actually more edgier than the finals and Arc Raiders both. And yeah, it's just crazy because we all love Bungie, we all love 343 Studios, we all love Epic Games, or we used to maybe love the old stuff, you know what I mean? And just all these different, what is it, BioShock, Naughty Dog, like all these old game studios
Yeah,
or that are
cool, yeah.
still around. Everybody loves these game studios, these big ones that are nostalgic to us. But so many of them I didn't mention, but and I could think of so many other favorites maybe, but like, man, I have to say that Embark is my favorite studio of this decade. And
They
for
have come
what
out of
I
nowhere and
see,
just
they came
released
out of
bangers.
nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere. And I think they've got some, they're gonna go places. And it's kind of like Expedition 33, which I heard they were like a small studio too that branched off from like a big company. And I don't know, man. I just think the future is really, really bright for Embark. And I think if they
Yeah.
continue to keep doing what they're doing with only 300 people working at the studio, man, oh man, I think,
Yeah, they are cooking.
dude, they're cooking right now, are they not? Like, what do you think other studios and like the game industry that is maybe in competition with Embark, like, what do you think those people view Embark as? Like,
I think in my eyes, Embark is kind of just getting started. Like
yeah.
finals is kind of in the cycle. Arc
Mm-hmm.
Raiders has just kind of started up. I think it's what 2 seasons in now. I think
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I think obviously with like other studios, it's just something completely different than what everyone's used to. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you, obviously Arc Raiders is like your kind of average extraction shooter, but I think with the combat, the PvE possibilities, it's just it's like it's completely different to any other game anyone's ever seen. So I think people are just kind of, especially people are just bored of the same thing every year. Obviously you've got Call of Duty, FIFA. They recycle the same stuff every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with Arc Raiders and maybe like the finals, it's completely new
Yeah, it's
and
crazy,
like
isn't it?
fresh. So I think other studios they don't compare in that department.
Yeah, man, there's just a feeling that I get when I play the finals and when I think about the finals, and it's just this feeling of like, this is it, dude. Like, this is like, and look, I've played a lot of games in my life. I've been playing since I was like 2 or 3 years old. And you've been
Yeah,
playing for a while. Like, I've played a lot of games.
it's just
Excuse me.
it is chaotic. The game is
And
mental. You
yeah,
know.
I've played a lot in this game, man. The finals, and then when I was playing Arc Raiders, here and there, or I played it. That's why I built the new PC. But like, I played it like just last week, but I've been back on my finals kick. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is just like, dude, there's just something really special about the finals. I don't know, man. It's just,
I
and it's
think
crazy the world doesn't see it like that. You know what I mean? But
it is such a hidden gem in my eyes.
it
I
is,
think
dude.
on social media, on like TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
like I think like this is going to sound crazy, but one of the main complaints was like during the open beta, you had like the currency that you have to buy like clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like in the open beta, you had like infinite coins, so
Mm-hmm.
you could like dress up how you wanted. They made you freely dress up and buy whatever cosmetic you wanted. And obviously, in season one, when the game officially released, obviously that was all taken away from you.
Right.
And the biggest complaint I've seen on like some people have actually said this is like, I don't want to play the finals because they took away all my cosmetics that I bought. That is like what most I've seen.
Wait,
Like
what
they've
happened?
moaned. Like people have been moaning that they don't want to play the finals because when they when they downloaded the official game, like the official release, all the cosmetics they brought in the open beta was taken off
Oh.
of them, which is, you know, common sense, if that makes
Yeah, what
sense.
is it? What yeah, what? It why wait, did people purchase outfits
No,
in
so like the open beta, you know, for the
or are you
game.
just talking about the typical when you play betas, like all betas, when you play it, you earn stuff, then you lose it because it's just a beta.
No. So like in the open beta, you know the store in the finals, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So like you could buy you could buy the whole store if you wanted to, and
Oh,
in the open beta to kind of test out the cosmetics.
real money.
No, they gave you coins. They gave you the currency, like loads of the currency.
Oh, yeah, well that's just yeah, what are they talking about? What is there to complain about?
But their complaint is it's like all the cosmetics they kind of bought with the currency that was given to them
For free,
was,
yeah.
yeah, for free, which was it was taken away from them. So they're like moaning, saying like, "Oh, you know, why did they take away all my
Yeah,
cosmetics
the shit was
that
free.
they
What
were
do you
given for free?"
what are you talking about, people? You
It,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I don't even stand on that side. And look, I'm not even trying to yeah, dude, what? All betas,
like
you
I've seen
earn
that
shit.
so much. I've
Yeah,
seen that
that's
so much.
stupid. Well, F those people. That doesn't even make any sense because you unlock free shit in betas all the time and then you don't get it, your level, your rank, your guns, your attachments, this that. There's so many things
Yeah,
in
yeah,
betas that you don't get, you earn but you don't get to carry over unless you maybe have some Twitch drops or some this or some that, but that's it, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's crazy. Those people are talking nonsense. You don't want to stick around because you got free coins to buy this cool fucking jacket, and then now you don't get that jacket. Why don't you earn it or
yeah,
buy it
yeah.
in the real what? That's not even
Just
a
bite yourself if you like it so
it
much.
doesn't yeah, that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, that's a shitty excuse. That's
And
a
yeah,
stupid
like
complaint. But that's
another
crazy
thing
to
I've
hear
seen
though.
is just people struggling with the skill gap, which obviously there is one. And I think that's the main reason why this game isn't as big as it should be,
Mhm.
is because just the skill gap. But, you know, in my eyes, it's a skill issue on their behalf.
Yeah, I think
Like,
yeah, I think this game does have a very high skill gap. I think the IQ for and I've always said it like you know, a lot of games I feel like they move two-dimensional, a little bit of
mm,
3D, but like this game really just I think it just moves three-dimensional in the way of you have things you're going up on jump pads, you can dash up, you can grapple up, you destroy and go down floors, you go left, right, up, down.
yeah,
There's just so and like you can get pulled from a lock bolt, you can what are the shit that you can get wenched. I mean, now I'm just talking about heavy stuff, but like I don't know, there's just pulling and pushing from so many different directions, destructions. You could be literally like
there's,
I've have
yeah,
clips where like a whole building is falling apart and you're falling with it and while it's crumbling. Like you just don't get that like in other games. You don't there's nothing at this level.
yeah.
It and
There's a lot going on your screen, and
mhm.
for you to like lock in and focus
Yeah.
and like remember what your place in the team means, you know, I think that's what people like new players would definitely struggle with.
Yeah, and I also think that like if anybody could give the finals like 35 like 30 hours of their time, I think if you could dedicate 30 hours to the finals, I think there's a very low percentage of players or gamers that would say this game sucks. I think you would maybe walk away at most just saying, you know what, it just wasn't for me, but very, very cool game. Very cool game, just wasn't for me. I think that's the
Yeah,
worst takeaway. I don't think there's anybody that could play the finals for 30 hours because 30 hours is a good amount of time. Like 30 hours actual play time, you know,
yeah.
unless you really just got beat down, maybe you would say, I can hate this game, but you can't take away the fact that it's just cool, dude. There's something different and unique happening in this game that you're not going to find in these other
It's
FPS
completely
games.
different. Like I think the game show theme to it, you know, like the
Uh-huh.
cash box, the
Yeah.
announcers. It's just yeah, it is dope, man. This game is, as much as I've raged at this game, like I've lost my shit, playing ranked. Like I always come back to it because I just know the base game. You just know you can have fun.
Yeah, there's what did you say there at that last part? You said what? Sorry.
Like as much as I get mad and I can like lose my shit over,
Yes,
ranked. I just know like
always come
the
back to it.
game in itself. Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, it's hard not to come back to
Just
game. It's just fun. And don't you
yeah,
think just what the game is like because it's like a virtual game show and I'm so glad that they had the grand majors last year.
yeah, that was good.
Because didn't you just feel like that was sooner or later it just made sense that it had to come to esports
It
because
it just it suits it, doesn't it?
it's a game show. Yeah, dude, it's a game show. You're playing in a game show. And that's another level of like that just in the back of your mind not even realizing it like consciously and maybe not even consciously like you just always have in the back of your mind like oh yeah I'm playing in a tournament like I'm playing in a game show like it's not
Yeah.
just a Call of Duty match or it's not just a battlefield you're shooting you're trying to dominate and capture the flag or get the most kills like that's not the objective here like you're literally in a tournament if you're playing world tour or you're playing ranked even if you're playing quick cash you're still trying to win the most so I don't know it's just a very 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 unique you know
It like another funny thing is like when people complain about this game, like they say the time to kill is too high, like it's too long.
I don't think so.
Well, like for a 3v3 game, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to kind of run around and 1v3 teams all the time like you would in COD.
Yeah, and the other thing too
You know what I
is
mean?
you have three different
You got
classes. You know, you have a if you
exactly. You got
time
to
to kill
think.
is
You got to
very
think
quick
before you
on a
go into a
light.
room.
You can absolutely and also you can dude you and like the high level players that have that sticky aim that can just melt people. You guys can eliminate people very quickly. Like the time to kill for players that are really really good,
Yeah,
like it's
I can
not
beam with the
doesn't
FR.
take
I
much.
can do a lot of damage, but like you just and like another thing of like playing ranked is just you got to learn what you can and can't do. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like you can't
Yeah.
run into a room with a heavy in a sense. Like like a medium and a heavy, you can't close range. You can't 1v1 them. They've got winch, they've got dome. Like it's just yeah, it's all thought process in my eyes. Like
Yeah.
if I was 1v1 in a heavy, I would kind of like rotate around them, make them use their dome. As soon as their dome's gone, it's fair game.
Right. Now let me
You
ask you
know,
this.
go on.
Are you on any professional team for defense?
No, no. I
Are you
play with my
looking for
mates.
one?
No, not really.
No, you're just enjoying. Yeah, and I just ask because I don't know how many people are gonna sit here and listen to this, but I do want to just make sure it gets put out into the airwaves. If you are like, let it be known. But yeah, yeah,
I will say this. The reason why I'm going for Ruby this season is
hmm
because this might be like my last season on this game.
really. Why is that?
Yeah. Well, I've got some things coming up in my life that I
Personally,
need
I
to
got
like
you.
focus on. You know
hmm
what I mean?
Oh
Like,
wow, so
like
this is like
I'd
a
say career wise, I'm going to be quite busy,
gotcha. So you're
which is
doing
which
one
is good.
last hurrah, possibly.
Yeah, like I think 2 days ago, yeah, 2 days ago, like we had a bad session on mine,
hmm
and like some of my teammates were like, "Oh, I can't be asked, this game, I hate it, I hate ranked." But for me, it's just like I've put all these hours into this game, like it has to come to something. Like I kept on saying that to her.
hmm
Like I
hmm
was taking the mick. I kept on saying like it has to mean something.
Right.
Like so in my sense, like getting Ruby, man, is just like it's my goal at the moment.
Yeah, well, you got there. You're there right now. You're in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to stick to it. Well, that's the
Yeah.
hard part.
Yeah, that's what you
Sticking
probably
to
because the
it,
way it
man.
works, if anybody doesn't know, or for those that maybe play and don't know, to get rewarded as a true as a true Ruby player, to get the rewards at the end of the or at the beginning of the new season, you have to be in the top 500 when the new season starts. So let's say it starts
Yeah,
at 12 a.m. tomorrow. That means literally that little crossover time, that second when it goes into it, you better hope that 501 player isn't playing and his match didn't just end and kicks you out. So that's the
yeah,
thing. So yeah, that's probably what you're looking for, right? You want to officially go into
yeah.
the new season as a top in that top 500 and
The,
actually,
the the
get
thing is though,
cemented.
it's like
Hmm.
this season, like there's a Discord called like the Ruby Discord or Ruby Grind Discord
Oh
where you
wow,
can
okay.
like you can kind of match yourself. You can play with other rubies and other
Is it
ranked
is it
players.
locked to only rubies? Like you have to show
No,
credentials to get in?
no, 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 no.
No, no, no.
Like it's any rank, like gold, bronze,
Got you.
silver. But like I'll be honest with you, if you go in there saying looking for group and you're a gold player or silver or bronze, like no one's going to respond to you. Like I don't
Got
want
you.
to,
That makes
you know,
sense.
like you'll be wasting your time in that sense
Yep.
joining
It's
that
it's not for
Discord.
that bullshit. Like it's for like the real
It's
grinders
yeah,
and yeah.
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 But
Yeah, yeah.
like they have a they
Not that
have
bronze,
like
silver,
a
and gold aren't grinders. Just want to throw that out there. But this is for the heavy, the heavy
yeah,
players. Go
yeah,
ahead.
the
Yeah.
top players.
Hmm.
But they have a page on there which is like it kind of calculates the predicted final RS score for that season, like what
Mm.
you need to get to be top 500.
Hmm.
And I think the last calculation they did was 52,000 just to get into top 500.
Yeah.
Which, like, if I can like explain it, it's like I'm 46 at the moment. I get 200 for a win.
Hmm.
You know, if I lose games, yeah, it's quite the grind to get to 52k to be safe.
Yeah. Yep.
So I need to do some locking in
Yeah, you need to do
soon.
some locking in, but I think you'll be all right. What do we
Yeah.
got? Wasn't there, are we high, like mid 50 days left, like 56, 57, or
There's
is it?
yeah, there's plenty of time. Like if I
Yeah.
lose points now, like
Hmm.
I'm not mad. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
There's plenty of time left.
Yeah, I think you're
So
gonna be all right. Well, man,
no, I should be, man.
that sucks to hear that this is. I mean, it's great because whatever you got going on is obviously, nobody wants to waste their whole life away playing video games. But whatever you got going on, hopefully it's something that you've always wanted to do, and I'm
Yeah,
happy for
man.
you if it's a good thing, career wise. And then the
Appreciate
other
it.
thing though that does suck. It sucks to see you go. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you were able to get to the level that you wanted to get to. All blessings to you to make it to the Ruby spot once this new
Yeah.
season going into the new
Like,
season,
if it
so
was
it's
on finals,
officially
I wouldn't be
locked.
playing. I would not be playing gaming. You know what I mean? If like the finals is, you could see it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like the finals has kept me around because it's just so good.
It's so
So
good.
I need to kind of try and max this out, get to the top. The top is the top as you can go.
And let me ask you this. If a gaming team were to tell you, "Hey man, we can, we've got sponsorships, we've got this, we've got that. We can use our powers, we think you'd be a great fit, blah 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 blah."
Yeah,
you know, I don't know if it's reasonable to be like, yo, we can give you 50K a year, to play with our team, or we could say like, hey man, on the side, you might be able to make up to 10 to 15,000, maybe upwards of 20,000 a year just playing with us. That's great side money just for playing a game that you love, that you're really good at.
yeah.
Something like that, would that keep you around? Again, I don't
I
know who's
I
going to
get what
listen
you
to this, but
mean,
I would
but
never
like
want to see a person leave, or you probably leaving, like, you know.
no, I get what you mean, and like
Hmm.
obviously that's like a possibility. But I think with the finals and how popular it is,
Hmm.
I don't see that happening. Do you know what I mean? Like an
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
opportunity
yeah.
like that, like that
Totally.
that is a dream. You know, and that would be a dream to have.
Yeah. So if a team
That's
did
like
that, you would definitely do it though.
I would think about it obviously, but
Yeah.
like I
It's
would
just
I
hard to
wouldn't
say it's
mind
gonna happen
part
with the
time
finals.
playing. Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it would happen with this game.
Hmm. Yeah, part-time playing though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You wouldn't mind a
Yeah,
little
like
bit.
I'd definitely think of it. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Hell yeah. Yeah,
But
man, it's crazy because every game that we play together, you absolutely usually just dominate the competition in world tours. And I
Yeah, I
think
do
we've
try.
played some ranked games before, on your alt account. And
Yeah.
again, you just dominate those lobbies, any of the lobbies that you're ever in with me, you absolutely dominate and it's crazy, but yeah, man. Anything you want to tell the people before we get off, unless you got some other things to talk about, you tell me.
No, like no, I don't know, man. Just yeah. Like if you're struggling with ranked, man, just keep playing your class.
Hmm.
You know, work as a team more often. Play objectives, not kills, and just yeah, man. Just I think obviously with you've got an audience of kind of a wide range of skill level, don't you? Like I could be wrong by saying that, but
What do you say? You say I have a wide range
you've
of
got an
skills, or
audience.
they have a
No,
wide
you've
range
got
of
like an
skills?
audience of like wide range of rank. You know what
Y-
I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I've got you as a friend that watches. That's a Ruby player. I've got Yuri. I've got other people. I've got other bronze players like myself.
Yeah. So like
Um,
obviously this can go out to like the whole, you know, the whole game, the whole community in a sense of skill level. But yeah, man, just ranked is easy if you work as a team.
Ranked
Quote
is
that.
easier if you work as a team. That's awesome. Yeah. So lights that
Quote it.
are in the bronze, the silvers, the gold lobbies. Put away the sniper. You
Yeah.
have a default skin on it. Even if you purchase one, we know it's like stop it. You know what I mean? Cut it out.
Yeah.
Work with your
And
team. Come on.
any lights out there who use DB, any lights out there who use DB, I hate you. That's my
What is
final
DB?
message. Double barrel.
Double barrel. Yeah. I hate
Yeah, I
that.
hate
So
them,
I always
bro.
called
They
it the
need to
sawed-off
die.
shotgun.
They need
Um,
to die.
yeah, man,
I wanna,
they need to die. It's hilarious, dude.
yeah,
But
they need to die.
anyways, dude, I appreciate your time, Alex. I'm glad that you came on here. I'm glad that we got some time to
Yeah, no
talk. If
worries,
you
man.
guys don't know, you can check the YouTube videos and you'll see Friends in High Places. That's a video that I played with him. We went from we won a whole world tour. Of course, it's from my perspective, but he was in there in it. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, Alex, and I'm glad that we
Yeah,
met.
man.
I'm glad I got to kind of get inside the mind of an actual high level Ruby player that's not 500, that's actually in the 400s
Get
grinding
in
for
there,
the
man. Get in
yeah.
there. I would say try talk to like a heavy player and a light player, man. You know,
Yeah. Ooh,
because I can't talk to them. I can't
I'm
talk to
going to
them.
be talking to Helio tonight. I don't know what rank Helio is, but I know he's a really, really, really crazy light sword player. So, you know what I mean? We
Oh,
we get
he's
inside
one
the
of
mind
them.
of a
He's one of them.
yeah, we get to get inside the mind
Oh
of a
no,
sword player. Now, I don't know
I
which
hate
one's gonna
those.
come out first when I get finished editing, because again, I'm doing his tonight, but yours will probably come up first because I think I've got a couple of pictures and like his will require a little bit more editing. I think he's got a gameplay or two. So yeah. But yeah, man. Uh this was really fun
Yeah,
and
I
I look
appreciate
forward
it,
to the
man.
other games. Yeah, of course, dude. I appreciate you. You didn't have to do this, but you did. And you've always been super supportive in the live and yeah, I'm glad I was able to give you, somewhat of my
Yeah, no,
small platform to talk about your successes in this game.
yeah, but like you've been doing good with your streaming, man. Like I've seen you.
Hmm.
You
Thank
make
you.
you make it like obviously with other streamers, you make it a bit more like welcoming in a sense. Do you know what I mean? Like
That's
you feel
awesome.
like you're there. Positive vibes and everything. So
Yeah, man, I
well done
couldn't
to
do
you,
it
man.
without you guys. Yeah, I couldn't do it without you guys. I don't want to get on too much of a topic about myself, but yeah, man, I appreciate all
Yeah,
of you
man.
guys. But yeah, dude, oh, and if you guys didn't know, we actually we got a dub before this, right? We went to the world tour. We got the
It
dub,
was
didn't we?
second actually, bro.
Oh, was it second? Okay, and then
Yeah,
did you leave and then somebody else must have joined in is what happened?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that's what happened. We got fucking second. Damn it. And then yeah, you must have left
yeah.
and
They
then
they, they pad RPG, bro. You can't
yeah,
do
that's
much of that if you're
crazy,
below
those
it.
bastards. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. We won't take up too much more of your time. And yeah, everybody go check out that video of me and him playing and just, I don't know, just keep on playing the finals. Shout out to everybody that plays
Yeah,
it.
man.
And this was the first episode back into the Moonman experience. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, do all that cool stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.